Hello, everyone, and welcome to AP Macroeconomics. We're on day 3 of this unit, which is the foreign exchange market. It's Mr. Shattuck. I hope you're doing well. So this is where we're going to end up. These are my notes, and we're going to start with a blank one so we can fill them in and see what we're going to do. See if we can learn all this so that you can do some examples and some FRQs on the foreign exchange market. This is kind of fun, like trading dollars for pesos, okay? What we start with is the foreign exchange market. You might see it abbreviated as Forex, F-O-R-E-X. What is it? Why? The graph, and then grits, okay? So let's just jump into it, one thing at a time. They say that this is the easiest one. This is pretty straightforward. So here we go. I'm going to put a little note and say easy, straightforward. All right, I'm gonna try holding my iPad today. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully it isn't awful. If you want to take these exact notes, they'll be there at the end. If you want to just take it on a sheet of paper, you could just do this on a sheet of notebook paper and it will look just fine. It's your notes for you to keep, okay? So what is it? It's a market that brings together people who need to exchange one currency for another. All right. A market that brings together people who need to exchange one currency for another. Okay? That's what it is. We know this because we live in Texas, right on the border with Mexico, right? So if you've ever been to Mexico, heard about the border, you know that people have pesos, people need dollars. Or if you're going to Mexico, you need pesos because they'll take dollars, but you might run into someone who doesn't want to take your dollars because they want pesos that they can spend. So that gets into the why of this. The why is, well, foreign trade. You want to buy some avocados from Mexico, then that's going to be foreign trade. Ooh, it's hard to video on that side. Foreign travel. All right, let's see if I can do this like this for the Y. Foreign travel. Store of value. Okay, that means like if you live in, say, Brazil or Mexico and you want to store some value in America, you got $1 million. Let's say you're the star of Narcos Mexico and you want to store your $1 million. You might not want to store it in pesos because pesos go up and down. So if you're a narco lord like Pablo Escobar, you might get a bunch of dollars in Miami so that you can keep dollars because you know that dollars are not going to go up and down like other currencies, okay? So I'll even put your money in a stable currency. I'm not promoting those practices. I'm just saying those are people who might want to store their value. Maybe you're a speculator, okay? It could be speculative because you think that the euro currency is going to go down or up. Maybe because of Brexit, you think that that the British pound will go up or down as a result of Brexit, and you just want to speculate to try to make some money. Then the last thing I'll put at the top, because I can't really fit it, is financial assets. Okay, maybe you're Apple, and you want to open a company in another country. All right, you're going to open a factory in Ireland because they have lower taxes there. That's financial assets and financial trade of money. Okay, so we're going to look at the graph now, all right? It's a straightforward supply and demand graph, all right? Some things to see. Over here, on the y-axis, the up and down axis, is that x or y? Man, I wish I taught math. I'd know if that was x or y. On the axis, it goes up. The vertical axis is the exchange rate of money. Okay, exchange rate of money. It's important that you note that, okay? You gotta know how to properly label your graph or everything is gonna be wrong, okay? And then on the bottom is the quantity of money, okay? Here's your supply, here's your demand. Very simple. With your equilibrium, it's not labeled, is it? But it's good to label your equilibrium of quantity and exchange rate, all right? Now, one way to remember this is the bottom currency goes on the bottom, okay? So here it says euros, which is an E with two little signs. You just make an E, but with a double E. Euros per dollar. Do you see that? On the left thing, it says euros per dollar. Well, a way to think of that is euros per dollar, and I remember it this way. If you get this trick, you'll understand the questions. Bottom currency on the bottom. And looky there, if I follow my arrow, it's quantity of dollars, okay? So if it's euros per dollar on one side, then that goes to dollars on the bottom, okay? So just remember the bottom currency on the bottom. And the horizontal axis defines the market. That's what it means. It's defined in terms of dollars. So I'm going to write at the bottom, horizontal axis defines the market. Okay, so this is the market for dollars. How do I know that? Because the horizontal axis defines the market. And if I look down, I see that it's dollars on the bottom, okay? So the bottom currency on the bottom, this is the market for dollars in terms of euros. Okay, now what will make things change, all right? Relative to another currency, okay, we call it grits. Grits. G-R-I-T-S. Those are the 5 things that will affect the exchange rate. So, affect exchange rate of one. Okay, so the grits, that's related, affects the exchange rate of one currency to another currency. Let's say like pesos in Mexico versus the dollar. Okay, that's one example. And I'll use that as I go through these examples to say, what about if we're looking at pesos to the dollar? Okay, growth is the first one for G. I gotta get this iPad holder better. Okay, growth means a change in GDP, stronger economy, weaker economy. So, change in GDP. All right, what do you think's happened with coronavirus? A lot less GDP in America. Our economy is much weaker because people are just sitting at home, not working right now. So is the dollar stronger these days? No, it's weaker compared to a country like Brazil that hasn't even had any coronavirus, let's say. Okay? Our economy is weaker, and so our dollar will become less valuable in the world because our country is not doing great right now. Bad news. And Italy and Spain and China would have the same phenomenon because they're the 4 places with the worst coronavirus. Okay? Real interest rate is the R. Real interest rate. And the real interest rate and the exchange rate go in the same direction. Okay, so if we offer more interest in American banks, then the exchange rate will go up because people will want dollars. People will demand dollars because they want to make interest. They want to make money. So all those narcos will want dollars to make interest on their dollars. All the people from China with coronavirus will want dollars to save their money here, okay? Inflation. All right, turns currency into a nasty old burrito. So if all of a sudden a taco in Mexico costs you $4, all right, or 4 pesos, and then now let's say that it's gone from costing you 10 pesos, and now it costs 20 pesos. Do you want that currency that's not worth anything? Right? If a currency inflates and everything's twice as expensive, you don't want that money because it doesn't buy you anything. You want money that buys you stuff. That's why people want dollars and not Zimbabwean dollars that are now 1 trillion is worth nothing, okay? Last two are taste and trade and speculation. So let's just finish strong here. Let's see if I can get my iPad to actually hold up well. And I can add the taste and inflation, taste and trade, taste and trade. Okay, taste for goods creates a taste for currency. So if pasta becomes real popular, people want Italian currency. They want euros to buy pasta with. German cars, very popular. You want those euros to buy German cars with. All right, because you want to buy those cars. You need that money to buy that car and trade for it. So you need that currency. Then the last one is speculation. And that is expectations. My example of that is Brexit. If you're going to speculate on what's going to happen with Brexit, okay, then you might want to buy some euros if you think it's going to help the euro. If you think it's going to go badly, maybe you don't want euros, all right? Under taste and trade, I'm going to put a Mercedes symbol for Mercedes cars because you would want some euros to buy Mercedes with. There's my example for taste and trade. And in example of inflation, I'm going to put Mexican pesos because it's a nasty old burrito. I told you in class about how they went from being worth 10 to $1 to now 20 $1 in just a few years, all right? Real interest rate, people want to make money, okay? So they're going to go where they can get interest. And growth, I guess my example is coronavirus. It's my example for everything, huh? Coronavirus would hurt growth in the countries it's affected. Okay, so I gave you an example of each. Let me focus you on all the notes one last time. All you need to do is just use this over and over and over, and you'll get it, okay? You just practice makes perfect. So what I'm going to put in the Google Classroom right now is a worksheet to practice with a front and a back to do. You can either print that up, or you could do it on a piece of paper, just copy the questions, and then a couple of FRQs. Do these. I will post the answers because we're learning from home, so you've obviously got to know what the answers are. Now, if all you do is copy the answers, you're not learning anything, okay? So please, please, please do the work and then check the answers. I'm giving you the answers so that you'll know what you're doing. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Send me any questions you have if there's something confusing. I'm doing my best to do this online and give it to you so you see it. There's also some AP websites I may send out to you guys, but try your best. Do the practice problems, do the FRQs. I'll post the answers for you. I would spend about 15 minutes on the practice problems and then check your answers, and then about 15 minutes on the FRQs to practice. Have a wonderful Tuesday. I will be back by Thursday with the balance of payments, your last thing in Unit 3, your fourth lesson in Unit 3. Hope everything's making sense. Please post any questions because soon I'm going to be sending you the review of all of Unit 3 review questions on the AP Classroom, all right? Have a good one.